wah. Look at us.
Well,
Look, man. There's multiple of us. This is crazy. Feel like we're in Kevin Feige's phase 6 of the Marvel Universe multiverse situation going on over here. Why? This is wild. This is confusing. It's got me all messed up. Craig, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, it's just a brutally cold, rainy day in Southern California.
It is, and it's gotten me confused. I don't know what's going on. Craig, what time is it, brother?
It's time for an audit.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the only show in hospitality that solely exists to feed Craig and I's ego. Thanks so much for joining us. How are you, buddy?
That was good. I'm great, brother. You know, staying indoors.
Yeah.
As I said below, we can't drive in the rain in Southern California. So, but it's all good. It's all good.
Yep.
Hey, Dylan, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. So, of course, my wife is calling me right now because,
here with us.
Craig goes, hey, Dylan, how are you? Glenn goes, I'm doing pretty good. Good job.
Sorry, because I was dealing with the, or whatever.
Hey, Glenn, how are you?
You know, I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. Daniel, welcome back.
Yeah. It's good to see you, dude.
All good. It's good seeing you. And guess what?
What?
I'm picking you up on Tuesday at an airport in California.
Oh, yeah. That's exciting. Yeah, because I can't wait because I'm going to the California Lodging Investment Conference with Craig Sullivan. See, I told you guys this was going to be insufferable. So it's going to be really fantastic, dude.
One long shameless plug of this entire
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry, Dave. Your time's coming.
What did you do when you built this show? I'm getting all these upload notifications from all these different streams that every time I try to go to the comments, it's just saying uploading.
It does?
Yeah. What the hell did you do?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
If you look on the right side under the private chat, there's a recording button. And there's like a uploading.
Yes. This is great because what we have now is a brand new feature here behind the scenes at StreamYard. It does we can do individual tracks, so that way there's a little bit of a problem with the internet during this live broadcast, Dave.
No, I understand that, but why are we doing that? No one wants to see us anyway.
That's a really good.
Thank you, David.
Point.
Thank you. Just let the air out of our balloons. Thank you.
Yeah.
Mr.
Right.
Carr,
Well, thanks.
also known as Lord Daniel, says Craig.
Lord Daniel, what's new? It's cold and rainy in California.
Yeah, listen, we don't really have much of a guest today. I think Dr. Producer Suzanne's going to stop by and all of that kind of stuff.
Is the return of me, okay? Because last week I was done.
Right.
Tired.
Roll the video, Glenn.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to, but Dave won't shut up. Thank God.
This is going to be a 60-minute show of just me talking the entire time.
Good, because I am so done with this week. I was like, when we wound up not having a guest, I'm like, maybe we won't have to do this. Maybe we won't have to do this week. But Craig's like, oh, let's do the show.
There's nothing better to promote a show than when on the show itself, maybe behind the scenes different story, but on the show itself, the main host is like, I don't want to do this thing. So, that's
it's fine. I don't want to do it. The audience doesn't want to watch it. It's like we're symbiotic on this sort of a thing. I feel like it's a good bonding experience over our suffering.
I'm trying to see where. So just so you guys know, I know we've had some issues with Facebook comments. So I am watching and going back and forth on Facebook itself.
Go to YouTube
on mute so that I can read some comments on air live if we don't come through to our little beautiful comment box that always seems to be broken.
Yeah. Also, hey, what we'd love to do, you guys, what we'd love is we'd love for you guys to want to pop on the show and come and chat with us because, quite frankly, the three of us don't like each other too much, and we were about out of things to talk about over here. So if you'd like to go on the show,
I got plenty to talk about.
Yeah. Let us. All right. So Kim says she's on Facebook, but we don't know which feed. We'll figure it all out.
Hey,
and if you want to come on, let us know, and somehow we'll get you a link, and we'll see about bringing you on and doing all of that kind of stuff. And
this is called Perfect planning, ladies and gentlemen. So see, we did this thing on No Vacancy Live.
Hey, listen, if you can have perfect phone calls, we can have perfect planning. So it's no big deal.
We did this on No Vacancy Live once. We invited guests to join the show. We had the link posted pre-show. We posted the link in the show description, all that stuff. This was not discussed whatsoever, so we had no pre-planning. Glenn decided, fuck it, we're just going to put anybody on the show that we want.
No. That's not how it worked. Craig and I had a meeting. We just didn't include you in it. So, yeah.
So not only do we have a meeting,
we have a production meeting every week, David. I want you to know that.
Yeah.
So you guys had a meeting that I wasn't included, which is fine. I don't need to be in the meeting, but then you did no execution on the plan.
Yeah, we did.
I know the plan was to tell you while we were on air. The plan has been executed perfectly.
Yeah.
Because now people don't have a way to get to the link. I mean.
No, that's why I'm saying, hey, if you want to be on, let us know, and we will get you a link. We could do if they connect with us on the Facebook over there. We can send it to them in Messenger, right?
We could also just do it like this and just make it a fucking free for all.
I don't even see how you're supposed to. Let's just put it in. I'm gonna put in this
chat box here too. The show. It basically says.
You still watching the show? Come on and join.
I can see them typing YCUB and get the wrong one, and we're wind up on some sort of fly fishing show or something like that. What?
If you want to have against fly fishing?
Yeah, listen. It's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm very slow today. So, Craig. I don't know what's going to happen, but holy crap, it's been in the 50s here in the New York area. It's starting to drop down today, but what the hell, it's snowing in Southern California?
Yeah, we had blizzard warnings in parts of LA County. Snow levels are actually in the foothills down to about 1,500 feet. Wow. And look at this. I-5, Los Angeles to Bakersfield, big problem. We had a lot of cars, a lot of people trying to get a jump on getting up to Big Bear and Arrowhead for some skiing and snowboarding, and massive accidents because we don't know how to drive in foul weather in Southern California.
Listen, I was just out there last week. I can confirm you don't know how to drive in perfectly fine weather either. It's terrible out there.
Yeah, some of us can.
Yeah.
None of us can in rain, okay? We still think we can go 150 miles an hour when the traffic is slowed to 40, and the roads are all greasy from the residue, and the rain's got it all liquefied, and everybody goes skidding in 100 different directions.
So, did you guys salt? Do you guys even have?
I can't put the top down on the car, so it makes me a little grumpy Glenn.
But do you guys have the equipment in SoCal to actually salt the roads properly?
No.
Just they just go out with their salty attitudes, and that melts all the ice. But the thing is, it'll probably warm up really quick and melt fast. Remember that one time a couple of years ago when it snowed in Las Vegas and they had to close the entire airport for 1/18 of an inch or something like that.
It just snowed in Vegas last week too. I thought I saw a news report that it was snowing in Vegas.
They didn't close the airport on that one because I think it was only 1/27 of an inch. They're this we can handle. Yeah.
So lucky Dave, as I was telling Craig pre-show, when I went to California last week with my son, I was originally supposed to go this week and be out there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of this week. How awful would that have been to be out there freezing our asses off? Now, nobody would have been in the park. It would have been just me and him walking around doing, our own things the entire time. But, I didn't go from New York to Southern California to go to the freaking snow when I don't even have snow here.
That is true. That is true.
I'll tell you, I'm kind of relieved all the messes this week because hopefully by next week it'll be back to normal when we're out there at at the Click conference. Yeah.
Since you say that, and I am such Cracker Jack producer that it even says on my screen that I'm the best producer alive.
There we go.
What town is Click going to be in?
Costa Mesa, California.
Costa Mesa, Cali. Let's see. 10-day. Now, this is what people come tune into this show for.
I was exactly thinking about
perfect.
that.
Look, see, the sun is shining on Click 6. Sunny and 61.
Yeah, there we go.
1% chance of precipitation. Beautiful weather to be outside during your
Yeah.
break, or during your breaks. Grab a drink, grab a cig, come back inside, warm up. It's just going to be beautiful, beautiful weather for Click 6. So make sure you get out there. There's still time. Take my spot because I can't go.
That's right.
All right.
Oh, you're the best.
Yeah. All right. I know this guy. He's coming on. You ready?
Oh,
You're
All
right.
right.
Oh
Brett.
man, you didn't get. Look at this.
Yeah, Brett. One welcome show, Brett Trusco.
I don't have a drink yet because, well, I didn't know I was going to be in here with all you guys having a good time.
Oh, that's all right. Yeah.
Welcome, Brett.
I hit the gym and showered today, so I'm really proud of myself. And now I'm going to go out. We got a really great place here called Low and Slow in Santa Fe, New Mexico. It's like the coolest bar with dogs and stuff. So
sounds like
That's pretty
Glenn's
cool.
attitude towards life.
yes, I'm going to head there in a little bit, but I had to make sure I saw what Glenn had to say.
Yeah, I've got nothing to say today, which is why I'm like
Nothing.
desperate for all you guys to come on and fill the time. I don't know what happened to me, Brett. I must be getting old because all I did was drive up to Boston. I was up there for a couple of days and I came back down and like I feel like I went all the way to like the southern continent of Africa or something like that. Like it was hanging out the Cape of Horn hunting rhinos or something, and now I came back and exhausted. I don't know what the hell happened there.
Well, I've been to Boston before. It's kind of like a foreign country.
Yeah.
Oh, ouch.
They speak a language I don't quite understand.
Yeah, I hear you. I did, however, I had a fantastic crab cake, so I was very excited about that. So if you want to hear me talk about the crab cake, I've got an upcoming episode with the director of catering from the Boston Park Plaza, where pretty much the whole hour is focused on my love for the crab cake. So tune in for that fascinating episode of No Vacancy Live coming real soon to you. So Brett, I know Brett from working with you guys over at Property Hero, which is a lot of fun. So it's been fun getting to know you through that project, and thanks for coming on and saying hello. This is pretty cool.
Well, I try to catch you whenever I can because, it's always entertaining. And Glenn's quickly turned into one of my favorite internet personalities.
Hey, thanks. I appreciate that. Hey, Andrew, it is so great to see you.
Thank you, Andrew.
Dude, I got to get back. Every time he comes on the show, he lives up in north of Calgary in the Canmore, Banff kind of region area. Every single time he comes on, I wistfully wish I was back in the Canadian Rockies.
You had a great trip up there last time you were there.
Yeah, I did a show with him at his hotel. Yeah.
I remember that show. Yeah.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. That was so great. And now that Brett's here, this is my favorite show ever. Just so you know, because you're here, Brett.
Well,
I mean that sincerely. For real.
Well, I just don't want to bring it down because you guys have such great energy. I was like, hey, this is really cool, but I didn't know I was coming on, or I would have put some product in my hair.
No, that's all right. So, do you and Conan O'Brien share the same barber?
Supercuts.
Yeah, that's where I go. I want to thank Rosa for my haircut the other day. Yeah.
Listen, Brett, there are no standards to join this show. Literally no standards whatsoever. So you're just fine.
Well, it's like it's a happy hour. I mean, gee.
Well, happy. I don't know so much about.
Happy
That's
is a
really
very relative term in that regard.
Not for our guests in Singapore, or it's 6 a.m. there, so they're just getting up.
Well,
where in Singapore?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're Singapore's number one weekend breakfast show. So that's that's exciting.
Okay.
Wake up with Big Head G, Rainy Day Sully, and Double Smack Dave.
Smack Talk Dave.
Sorry.
Right,
sorry. That was one more. I was out of syllables for that sentence. So sorry, I had to cut it down somewhere.
The producer try and bite you.
Yeah. So, Brett, what's it like living in New Mexico? That's a state that I've never been to before, but it's a place that I'd really, really like to go. I have a feeling it's a little bit more laid back than the New York City tri-state area.
It is quite laid back. Santa Fe is really special. I'm at 7,000 feet, and I can be on the ski slopes in 30 minutes from here. And there's even shuttles that take you up.
Nice.
So it snows a little bit. It's high altitude. You got to get used to when you get here. But Santa Fe,
Yeah.
if you've not ever gone on the internet and looked at the photos of Santa Fe, it's one of the most beautiful cities in the country. Everything's Adobe style. We get some snow. We get nice warm days. The air is really dry. There's art everywhere. James Beard, Michelin star restaurants all over town. I think it's the only UNESCO art heritage site in the entire country.
Wow.
And so,
Other than that,
yeah,
it's just
tonight
like
I'm going to go to an.
style.
There you go. You got pictures
that
there.
looks cool. Yeah.
Very good, David.
Wow.
I've been doing this for a little bit of time. I figured some things out. Not much, but some.
But again, other than the UNESCO heritage site, it sounds just like Irvine, California. Spanish style,
Yeah.
decent weather, greenery.
Now here's the real question.
Restaurant.
What are the housing costs like in Santa Fe? Are they expensive? Let's find out.
The housing costs are ridiculous. They are
They're like New York style.
Well, the house I live in is about a half a block from the art gallery street. It's about 1,100 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 1 bath. It'll set you back $1 million.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you remember when, $1 million used to seem like a whole lot of money. Now it's just like it's just like a house.
So so my house is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,500 square feet. I bought it for $370. It's been worth more now. I live 20 miles from Manhattan, from downtown or from Midtown Manhattan. What the hell is happening in Santa Fe that makes any house worth $1 million?
Well, okay. Do you know, have you ever heard the name Doug Preston? I shouldn't give this away, but he's one of my neighbors. He's written about 60 novels, Relic. He writes under Preston and Childs a bunch, his co-writer. Randy Travis has a house down the street. You go 1 block over and Bill Murray has a house. Star sightings constantly. It's just a lot of people have second houses here. If they don't want to go to Montana, they come to Santa Fe.
So is that for the skiing destination, or what is the draw?
Food, skiing, art galleries. There's I bet there's 30 museums in this town if you're a museum person. So it's a pretty high test area. And yeah, I used to live up in Dobbs Ferry, up in Westchester County, and I think it was a little cheaper than Westchester County. I think it's the same cost here as Westchester County.
Now but see, here's the thing, right? Now the housing prices are about, on par on average. What are the taxes like?
Yeah, property taxes.
They are lower here, but this state, believe it or not, I don't get Social Security, but they even tax your Social Security in this state. So this is one of those high tax states. Yeah.
Interesting.
Now, when I was in Santa Fe a number of years ago, I was coming into the city on the main drag, and I look over to the right, and I see a scuba diving flag sign on the side of a building. And I almost crashed my car. I was laughing so hard. So I had to go in. And, okay, this is a state that's landlocked. Okay, there's no ocean nearby at all. So I have to go in. I got to find out where they go scuba diving. And I asked the guy, I said, okay, look, I'm a diver. I dive in Cabo and Sea Cortez, Hawaii, California, blah, blah, blah. Where do you guys go diving? He just looks me dead in the eye and goes, sinkholes. And I'm going, nice. See ya. Done.
I think I'd rather do it in Cabo. Thank you.
So what's the weather like in Santa Fe, Mexico? Is it like that terrible Arizona heat and then you get desert?
No,
what's it like?
It's really great because in the summertime, it'll get to 95 degrees during the day, no humidity. And then at night, it'll drop down to 60.
Wow, that's lovely.
And because it's dry, it doesn't even feel that cold at night. This time of year, it can be bad. A couple of weeks ago, it was terrible. But today, I think it's about 50 degrees out, not a cloud in the sky. It's just a gorgeous day.
Very cool.
Wow.
Sounds nothing like Southern California right now.
No. It does have a lot of the climate is. The problem is, in the desert, it goes up and it goes down. Whereas, like if you're in San Diego, it's just 70 all the time, right?
Yeah. And you look at Los
24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Barbara's the same way. It's it's a constant like 75 all year round. But you get into Los Angeles and Orange counties, you know, because they are deserts, basically, even at the coast where I'm at night it gets cold. San Diego is an anomaly down here that it's the same temperature basically all year round. Santa Barbara is another one. You get out into what I refer to as the endless empire, Riverside and San Bernardino, you know, it's like an inferno out there in the summertime, and it's colder than hell in the wintertime. So yeah,
well, that's why they could have Brick as the weatherman in Anchorman, because the weather was the same every day. You didn't have to have Brick.
Yeah, that's it.
I'm jealous of you guys, so I'm grabbing a beer from my outfit.
Yeah, excellent. Good for you.
Let him grab a drink. I have another question because I just, out of curiosity, was taking a look at one of the job sites for hotel people.
Hey, look at that. He's smart. He's got it like right outside his door.
I was going to say, you should have the camera on.
Yeah, we didn't even need to take him out. Check that. He was like right there.
Is there a fridge out there? Like, a fridge right there? I don't know. So Brent.
I got a fridge right outside like that, but did you have that in a fridge outside?
No, it's cold enough at night that the beer stays cold.
I told you it's doing same things, Glenn.
I've got my beer on my windowsill, and I just have my window closed. When I need another one, I just open it up and grab it because it's it's cold. It's as cold as a refrigerator outside now. So beautiful.
Brett, what is the hotel scene like out there? Is it do you guys have a ton of hotels? Do you have a couple hotels? What's your version of the marquee in Santa Fe?
What's really cool about the hotels in Santa Fe, and you know, I often wonder about this.
Hold on 1 second, Brent. Look at that. Minus 36 last night.
Oh my God!
Where's he in Fargo, North Dakota?
That's pretty good. Sorry, Brett, but that's
all right.
Insane. All right, go on, please.
No, we've got the regular hotels, but the hotels down in what they call the Plaza area these are 4-star, 5-star. They've got expensive art hanging near the exits, not even drilled into the wall. I'm always asking them, aren't you afraid somebody's going to take this $5,000 painting and walk out the back door? But I guess it doesn't happen. So they're real nice. They all have fireplaces and really comfortable furniture there. And then we've got one over here that's called La Posada. And that's a bunch of little, I guess you could call them like cabanas. They're like little adobes all kind of hooked together. First time my wife and I came up here together, we came in the winter time. Yeah. And we sat in the little casita, they call it, almost the entire week and just had the fire going and drank wine and almost didn't need to leave.
That sounds really nice.
I'm gonna have to take a look into New Mexico for a vacation with Annie, because this sounds kind of right up our alley. She loves the museum scene. I love the food scene, and I might have to check this out. So,
I highly recommend it to anybody. The other thing too, if you like fly fishing and stuff, there's 5 or 6 really good rivers to fish in within an hour of where we are. And
so I'm not an outdoorsy guy. I'm a city guy. I like to be in the cities, lights, entertainment. I'm not gonna go hiking if I don't have to. I'm not gonna go stand and freeze my ass up in a river fly fishing. So is Santa Fe, New Mexico for me?
It is, because you don't have to go do any of the outdoorsy stuff. You can just hang out. The plaza area has all sorts of really nice clothing stores and not cheap. It's going to be like being in Santa Barbara, but you can buy your cowboy boots and your hats and your big old belt buckles and stuff.
More importantly for me, how many miles away from Glen is it? Because I try to go as far as I can away from as much as I can.
Hey, that'd be about 2,000.
You're already farthest away when you were out here.
but if you come, I'm sure Glenn will find some hotel he needs to visit here.
For sure. That's my actual approach is going to be, Brett, I feel like we need to do some sort of corporate meeting out by you, and you got to get all of us out there. So
I think it'd be a great idea.
Right?
Yeah.
Great food in Santa Fe. It really pisses me off that I haven't eaten down there yet. So how's the local flavors compared to like Mexican flavors, and what kind of other influences kind of go into some of the food that you have down there?
So, if you see a New Mexico license plate, if it's the black one, it says chili capital of the world.
Yeah.
And it's when they talk about it's not like the Anaheim peppers. It's green chilies and red chilies.
Right.
So what they do here is if you take Tex-Mex and you throw a bunch of green chili and more like corn tortillas, stuff like that into it, but there's chili on everything here. If you go to McDonald's and you want green chili on your hamburger, guess what? You can have it on your Big Mac.
Yeah.
Hey,
How is the Italian American authentic cuisine out in Santa Fe, Mexico? I'm out.
It's new Mexican cuisine.
I found a place the other day, Picadellos. I don't know. It was decent,
Picadillos.
but it's not like when I lived in New York, and I'm a city guy myself.
Right.
If I had my choice for anywhere I'd want to live, I'd go back to Manhattan.
Really?
Yes, I loved living in Manhattan.
So it's funny you say that because everyone that lives here wants to get the hell out of here, it feels like. And anyone that doesn't live here anymore wants to come back.
Yeah.
And it's like that thing. Like, no, everybody wants what they don't have.
Well, it's also that you forget all the horrible shit when you leave. And then you just remember all the great stuff about the city. Like I've already starting to forget about like the Mr. Softy truck outside my window that wouldn't like stop making noise so I can't even get any peace, or the plastic bag that's hung in the tree and it just stays there for years at a time. And, all of those kind of little things, or trying to find a parking space within a 2-hour time period. And all
what
of
are
those,
you doing driving in town in Manhattan anyways?
I had to have a car when I lived in the city because I had infant twins, and they were preemies, and the family was worried, what if you need to go to the doctor and all that kind of stuff. So we had a car, but it was in Brooklyn, but it was still hell.
But I will say I do get up there all the time. I have a child who is a stand-up comedian in New York.
Really?
And she says she will never leave New York ever.
Really?
What's her name? I want to look up her set.
She goes by Nicole Eva.
Nicole.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and she went to NYU Film School and decided she wanted to be a comedy writer. And the only way to become a comedy writer is to be seen on stage. So she went on stage last January, and she's already getting booked 2 or 3 nights a week.
For her.
Brett, how long are you staying with us?
As long as you want. I
feel like if I was ever going to do a Dave on the go, it's now, so Brett can feel nostalgic about what he's missing, and I can walk across 42nd Street and just show Brett all the beautiful things.
Only if you ask people questions.
I was there 3 weeks ago when you had that 6-degree weather.
But to be fair,
40 mile an hour wind.
So much has changed in the city since then, So
we are rapidly moving it around. But see, you came the wrong weekend because the weekend after that it was 65. It was beautiful.
I know.
So basically, you just have bad timing. You came on this show. You came when it was cold. You just really don't come on to make good choices on your travels and your.
I was speaking at a conference. I had no choice. It's.
Well, next time you should plan it around when UN opens up again, their general session, and you can stay at Dave's hotel.
So, yeah, sure, totally fine. $600 a night.
Which is your
totally
hotel, Dave?
My hotel is an avenue and a half away from the UN itself. So.
Oh yeah. Hey Dave, how busy is your hotel into July, beginning of August, typically?
So I've only been here for 2 years, and 1 year was COVID. COVID last year, end of July was pretty strong comparatively to other Julys in the city. So I think that was the revenge travel and stuff like that. So I'm curious to see how this year goes.
Well, I'm just asking, and it has nothing to do with the 7 Fish shows in New York at the end of July, beginning of August. By the way, totally unrelated.
Hey, why are they doing a summer show in the Garden?
Dude, no AC shows this summer. They're playing 7 shows at Madison Square Garden instead.
Okay, well, that makes it a little bit easier for us, especially since our beautiful friend Steve Sharkey is no longer at Showboat. So,
dude, I had worked it into my contract for an event that I'm doing to have us all set up in Atlantic City, and that now that event's not going to happen. Oh well. And I'm not bitter at all that I'm not in Mexico on the beach right now at the fish shows at Moon Palace. So just for the record,
Mike McManus has his favorite. Let me tell you. So Mike McManus has a comment. His favorite time to visit New York City. But let me tell you guys something. That's also my favorite time for when Mike McManus to visit New York City as well. So it wouldn't work both ways.
I make it every year for the marathon. That's my favorite time. Is that week in November when the marathon takes place.
That's
That's
nice.
cool.
In the park. That's my favorite time in the city.
Yeah, that fall season in the city, it's really nice because it's not too cold, it's not too hot. This is what I was telling you, Glenn, in the pre-show with Disney. It was 66 degrees, so it wasn't too hot, it wasn't too cold. You could just move around comfortably. You get to New York City at the end of August, and it's just like a Starbucks here. It's just like, oh God, get me away.
And Glenn, your favorite time to be in California is awards season.
Yeah, because you know how much I love celebrities.
That's it. That's it.
Are you one of those people by the red carpet taking pictures and swooning?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
he's
That's
on the red
totally
He's
me.
on the red
Because
carpet.
Brett, I completely judge my self-worth by the brands that I wear and the celebrities that acknowledge that I exist. So it's very important.
No. Glenn
For me.
judges his self-worth simply by any of the awards given out on the LinkedIn.
That's true. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I'm very happy. Thank you, International Hospitality Institute, for the #1 social media hospitality award. And Craig over there, congratulations for yours as well.
Thank you.
In the top group.
You.
Yeah, Dave, you didn't get an award yesterday, did you?
I have the eternal loser award. It's fine.
Or best producer ever, whichever works.
I'm on this show, so I basically have just started life anyway.
Is this your pennant?
I'm just shooting for participation awards. It's my whole life, just participation awards.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel. It's like I feel bad for that Glenn. Let's give him this award over there. But it's all right. I'll take your pity awards. I'm not too proud.
No, Glenn is not too proud at all to take any of your accolades. I can say that firsthand. Glenn, I'm actually a little bit disappointed about this fish news because I was really looking forward to a summer cheesesteak with you. I'm kind of upset.
I know, dude. I don't think I've ever enjoyed a cheesesteak more in my life than the cheesesteaks that I had on the boardwalk last August.
How did you hear people in Philadelphia burning down the buildings trying to get to you, Glenn?
Yeah.
I would agree with Mike on this. Yes, I do agree. Thank you very much. Young and handsome over here.
Well, you definitely get the young part.
We may just have to take a drive down to AC, Glenn, just I don't even know do what, but just get a cheesesteak and drive back. We have to.
You know what I am gonna try to do this summer, Dave. I still want us to be able to go down to AC because that water park's opening. So I'll talk to the guys over there, and I want to do some coverage around that. Maybe get your family and my family maybe to go and do that sort of a thing.
That'd be great.
We can still have a cheesesteak, but it won't be as meaningful, and it probably won't be as good because I wouldn't have had as many party favors for the previous 4 hours.
I was about to say you won't be as fished out as you will be.
Yeah.
I do have to say I'm a little disappointed in myself. I think I've told you about this, but I have for the last several years been collecting. Every casino that I go to, I collect a dollar chip, or if it's a chip that's kind of commemorative, I'll take that as well. Higher denomination, and what I'm eventually going to do is build like either a coffee table or something that's going to have all the different chips in it. And I was going through. I found my first half of my chip collection recently at my parents' house, and I'm going through them. I'm missing like 6 hotels in AC that I've been to. Some of them aren't even there anymore. Like, what the hell am I doing? So I definitely have to go down there and catch up.
Yeah.
And I'm missing Harrah's. I'm missing I'm missing Tropicana. I'm missing Taj. They're gone.
Oh, I knew he was going to go there. I knew he was going to go there.
I'm missing Trump.
That was the grossest property.
Listen, I am very non-discriminatory with my dollar. I will donate it to any casino that's around. So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
So I have to get Wild Wild West. I have to get Bally's. I have a lot to go to.
Yeah, I think I've got a couple of chips real close by. I think that might be interesting to look at. I'll be right back. Double Smack Talk.
Bye.
All right. See, that was my whole plan, was to get him off the damn show.
Now, what are you gonna? Now it's time to talk about him, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, no. I don't talk about Glenn behind his back. I say all the shit.
You do it all in front of him. Yeah.
I do it right to his face.
Right to his face. Yeah, that's more fun. Yeah, it's always
Brett,
good.
what poor decisions in your life have you made to be Glenn's friend?
Well, I have a company called Property Hero that we work with hotels, gyms, anybody that has property. We tag it, track the maintenance, give alerts, all that kind of stuff. It's started building it a few years ago, and it's running now. And we're just integrating with Guesties. So if anybody with an Airbnb or a VRBO or something will be able to start tracking all their assets inside of their rental properties.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a fun product to be associated with, helping hoteliers have lower expenses, make things go quicker, easier for them, all of that kind of stuff. I don't know what happened. I was trying to find my commemorative my commemorative chip. I don't know where it went from when the Cosmopolitan of Las Vegas opened, and I have a few like that. But I did find this old school Bally's Park Place one,
which clearly has some green on it.
Yeah, it does. It definitely has some green on it, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
But yeah, this is really old. This is from probably, it's a good 20 years old or something like that.
Well, my most recent chip was from the awesome and historical Delaware Park and Casino at Racetrack.
Nice.
Listen, guys, I'm not one to poo-poo a place.
I've been there.
And
I've been there.
For all intents and purposes, it was fine, but it was basically a big banquet hall that they just threw some machines and tables.
Oh my God.
And usually you go to a casino, right? And you'll see a mix of people. You'll see people dressed up because they're going out to dinner and events. And then you'll see the locals that are dressed more like sweatpants and hoodies. Nope. Everybody here was a local. Everybody here was there to gamble. Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about it. It was just interesting to see the dynamic about it, because it was truly just a hall they just pop some tables and some games.
But it's also the type of group that they're going after. There was I've never seen, and there was 500 handicap spots out front.
Well, that's
right. So they're really looking for that older audience that has nothing to do to just go there and throw some money in those.
To be fair, there's really not much to do in Newark, Delaware.
Yeah.
Does that mean it was smoke-filled too, guys?
It was. I tried to, although they may have changed the rules now. A lot of the casino resorts now have gotten rid of the smoking. Foxwoods, Mohegan Sun in Connecticut, Encore in Boston. Maybe the Delaware ones as well.
Think of how pissed the developers of fucking, oh my God, wow, I can't believe I'm blanking out on this right now. The freaking Old Ocean.
Revel?
Revel.
When it was originally Revel, now Ocean Club?
The freaking own developers of Revel, because their biggest failure was that they were 10, 15 years too early with the no smoking thing.
They certainly were. Brett, are you familiar with that?
I am.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible because they were really adamant about it, and they really ostracized the audience at that particular time. Now now they're getting away with it. Although funny enough, now at least when we were there last summer for those fish shows, there were places at Ocean Club, formerly Revel, that you could smoke on the casino floor there. So they don't even have that now.
Well, so I can't recall Delaware when I was there a couple weeks ago. I can't really recall. I don't recall it being like an overpowering smoke. So there definitely weren't smoking.
Recall.
Right. Yeah.
There definitely weren't people smoking, at least not enough that it was a big deal. But I will say I did see signs that said they're doing a remodel. So maybe it's going to be really nice now.
No. Brad, you much into the casinos?
Yeah, I used to, but I got tired of Vegas. Maybe I need to go somewhere else. That's one thing about where I live is I bet there's a dozen Indian casinos within an hour of me here.
Oh, I bet there are. Listen, I can't stand Vegas, but I love nothing more than Vegas.
Yeah.
Love hate.
Lord
all right. So I have not yet seen Quantumania, and honestly, I was kind of disappointed because it looks like the reviews on it are not very good. So I haven't made it a priority. It's totally the type of thing I would have taken my son to go see because he's home on spring break. It would have been fun, but we never got around to that. I am, however, all aboard on the Cocaine Bear train. I definitely think I need to go see myself some Cocaine Bear.
Out. Totally out. Remember we were talking about booting him from his own studio? I am banning him from his own studio. Whatever happens, happens. I may destroy No Vacancy Live forever because of that comment, but it's well worth it after Glenn do that nonsense in there.
Hey, honestly, thank you. I'm going to remove myself because I can't. I'm exhausted from being here, just being on the same show as you.
So out, and I'm so out on that movie, Cocaine Bear.
What was the last movie you saw, Glenn?
In the theater?
At a theater, yeah.
I need to think about that for a little while. I definitely saw
Top
a
Gun
movie.
2.
Oh, I remember. I totally remember. That Avatar 2.
Oh, really? Okay. All right.
Yes, and it was simultaneously beautiful to watch and so freaking long I wanted to kill myself. So like it was
why did you
hard.
pay money to go see Cocaine Bear?
Well, yeah. Why wouldn't I? I mean, come on. I love really dumb comedy. I love really dumb comedy, and I love like the insane over the top gore and stuff like that at the same time. Not what?
Listen, that's one of those movies that it's so stupid in premise, and I understand it's based on a real story, which it's really not because the story is nothing like what actually happened. But that's one of those movies that's going to be super cheap to make. It's going to be so stupid that people are going to flock to it. It's almost guaranteed to get a sequel.
I don't know. It's Elizabeth Banks directed it, and she did those acapella movies. So maybe Cocaine Bear will sing.
It might be the next Sharknado.
Yes, exactly right.
This is going to be
I know Ian Ziering is standing by, waiting, hopefully, for Cocaine Bear too. You know,
no. The Gingerbread Man.
There we go.
That's one I missed. I don't think I'm gonna hunt it down this weekend though. On the
the Ginger Dead Man.
No, you totally take me for a gingerbread man kind of guy over
it's
there.
not Gingerbread Man. It's the Ginger Dead Man.
Oh,
there's 3 of them. It has, if I'm not mistaken, it has Nick Nolte as
he co-wrote them
character, and Gary Busey is.
There you go, an American treasure.
So I've never
argument in favor of the helmet law for motorcycles in the nation, hands down.
I've never seen the movie, but I've read about them on Wikipedia. Long story short, the premise is Gary Busey is a murderer who gets killed, and his spirit is brought back into a gingerbread cookie who goes on a murderous rampage for 3 movies.
Sounds like it was written by a cocaine bear.
Yeah.
Directed by Scorsese.
They got to do a crossover with Chucky, right? That would be great. The Ginger Dead Man and Chucky.
So see, I don't get to watch any of those because my wife, she's not here. Are we allowed to say things about our wife here?
Yeah, as long as she doesn't know. Yeah.
I don't think she ever watched. I don't think she ever watched Wizard of Oz because it was too scary for her.
Oh, really?
I can understand that. I can totally understand that. So, in this trailer, by the way, people go look it up with the sound. One of the screams that Busey makes is just pure comedy by itself. It just makes the entire freaking movie.
All right.
So, yeah, but my thing is like, who brings in these premises? Who greenlights them and things like at some point, somebody has to watch these movies in the studios. And maybe not so much the Ginger Dead Man. There's nothing real hopeful for that movie. But think about like, what's a big box movie that was just panned? Think of like Justice League, the original Justice League that came out a couple years ago.
That was terrible,
right? Yeah. Do you think after all that production cost and all that recording and the post and everything that the executives of the studio sit down to watch the full-length feature and they come out of there just thinking, fuck, we're fucked. But they can't do anything about it because it's already too far in. There's too much money to sink into it. Like, what do you do?
Well,
well, you do what they did with Batgirl. Cancel it and write it off.
They said that movie was unwatchable. They pulled the plug on it. That was it. Now, rumor has it that Aquaman 2 has gone down that same rabbit hole. So,
really?
Yeah.
You can't really let's see, but there's a difference there, right? Like the Catwoman movie, I don't think most people even heard about that until it was canceled. I certainly didn't. It made more news worthy being canceled than it was at that point in the cycle of the movie.
Yeah.
You can't just cancel Justice League. So you have a dud on your hands. You put in $200 million into it. You have to release it. Like, are they so blind to the fact like, hey, we have a great hit in our hands. We're gonna do great. Or are they just like, man, we just
no? I think Craig, you got that Hollywood experience.
You've also got to think about it. Okay, it's far beyond okay, if your budget is $100 million, okay, and then you come back and you have to do massive reshoots, which cost you another $40 million. You've still got visual effects, everything else that needs to be put in post-production, music, all of that. Then it's getting down to the advertising budget, which is going to be at least another $50 million globally, minimum. Okay. So next thing you know, you're into this thing for $200 million. It's got to make back a minimum of another, $200 million on top. There you go. Yeah. Superman with his mustache and really bad CGI. Yeah. That works out really well. It's part of the problem that Warner Brothers has. They're just, riddled with debt and bad product. And, this is one of the reasons why Glenn and I have got an open invitation offer to buy Netflix. So
that's right. What's our bid up to?
We're going to bring hospitality to Hollywood. Okay. That's what we're
Dave, as their valuation continues to drop, they might meet our offer. What are we up to? $106 or something?
So I think it's 125 now.
Yeah.
But we did cut out one of the Pelican cases because that CFO got shit canned when they decided to run an ad to hire a flight attendant for their airplane at a starting salary of $150,000.
Yes, that's right. I totally forgot about that. Brett, we got a question for you. Our friend Daniel is saying, hey, what's your favorite all-time movie and why?
My favorite all-time movie?
Yeah.
I'm a Top Gun guy.
Yeah.
I like what was the new one that just came out
Maverick.
around the same time as Top Gun with the Korean War guys?
I don't know, MASH.
It was the black guy and darn, what was the name of that movie?
Shoot, I don't know, but we did.
That was really good.
We did have on the Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force.
I watched
the
that
other
one.
day, right? And he said Maverick was huge for the military, and everyone thinks it's the Air Force, not the Navy, so it works out well for them. And he said Black Hawk Down was the other one that gets a lot of people to want to enlist.
I got it. Devotion.
I never heard of that one.
That is an excellent movie.
Tim got it.
Hey, Tim. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that was another thing I forgot about Santa Fe. I've got a friend that I went to high school with, and he moved to New Mexico when he retired. And there's so much filming being done. Stranger Things was done here. Everything is done here. Everybody thinks I'm
Breaking Bad down in Albuquerque.
It was down in Albuquerque, but everybody thinks I'm Papa from. I get pulled over in restaurants by people saying, "You're that guy on TV," and I go, "Just call me Papa." Yeah, Matthew Modine.
Yeah.
Right? Apparently, I look like Matthew Modine now. But my friend works almost every day as an extra, and he gets paid like $150 for 8 hours, and then he gets time and a half if they go over 8. Free breakfast, free lunch, free dinner. He gets to meet the movie stars. Yeah. He's living the best life.
That's cool.
No, Brett, I'm living the best life, getting to work with Glenn every day.
Yeah.
There, see? What do you think?
There you go.
That's hysterical. And yes, absolutely. That's a little freaky.
That's eerie. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
well. It gets me a few free drinks here in Santa Fe when people are like, "So I get a drink over there."
I like it.
I've never heard of Matthew Modine prior to this moment, but you do look just like him.
Oh, you haven't heard of
maybe you're too young. He was blonde.
Yeah. Dave doesn't know anything from before 1987.
70s. Yeah, he was what, 70s or into the 80s, and he was blonde.
Definitely.
So I didn't look anything like him because my hair used to be brown. But but now people get it mixed up, which is fun, But
so, bro, just so you know,
we bring up our Does He Know segment for David.
I almost getting to the point where I didn't feel like we needed it, but while we have it, Dave, we got a couple of questions for you to figure out what you don't know.
September 11th, 1987. I don't know, so let's just go.
So, Craig, what's your question with this one?
Who is this actor, and what movie is this from?
Couldn't tell you. No clue.
Should we do it?
Well, you know him, Brett.
That's Sutherland, Kiefer Sutherland's dad, Donald
That's
Sutherland,
right.
and that was in Animal House, I believe.
Nope.
No,
Close,
no
though.
heroes.
But
Okay.
it definitely looks like that kind of
What's it called?
that kind of era. He
Kelly's
was also in the
Hero.
MASH movie. Dave,
Why is
what
it blue?
is
Why is
this?
it blue over it? I can't really see what it is.
What?
There's like that was my screen. Sorry, there was like a blue film over there. I'm gonna guess this is a radio of some sort.
Yes.
Very good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's even context because I've never seen anything like this before.
That is
Oh,
transistor radio.
And you should see
AM
the headphones that go with it. And you should see the headphone,
Yes.
the headphone that goes with it,
Yeah.
because it wasn't stereo.
No. Yeah, you would have the one. Sometimes some of them would even come with just one ear. I remember that you would put it in, and then I remember like all the old guys at the time would take those things with them to the baseball park, and they'd listen to the audio broadcasts on it.
Yeah.
What's it called?
Exactly. Very good, David. I'm impressed that you got that one.
I totally.
What's it called, guys? Dave's asking what it was called. What do we call those?
Transistor radio.
Transistor radio.
Yeah, Geo Fountain's got it. Yeah,
I mean,
and good luck tuning that thing. Good luck tuning that little knob there, because you could never actually tune into a station for real.
Iowa made great audio components, though. I remember in the 80s, like to have an Iowa component as part of your giant rack stereo system, it was pretty expensive and pretty awesome. Yeah. All right, so moving on.
David, do you know what the symbol is and who it represents?
Never seen it before in my life.
Have you ever seen a Star Wars movie?
So it's a loaded question because I have seen Star Wars.
That's a loaded question.
I have seen Star Wars before. But
Good call, that's Ollie.
I have seen Star Wars before, but it was when I was like 7 to 8 years old at a friend's house, and we weren't really watching; we were playing. It was just on in the background.
So that was a couple of weeks ago, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. That is the insignia for the Jedi Order. Okay. I thought you would have nailed that one.
I'm not a Star Wars fan, though. I'm not really into that type of stuff. No, I'm not Star Wars. I'm not Star Trek.
All right, well, I'm sure.
But does anybody have that as a tattoo on their body?
I'm sure many people do.
Yes.
Yes.
People that do have that tattoo.
I believe Chris Daly does, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
He's also
Chris Daly, he'll be out at the California Lodging Investment Conference next week. Huge Star Wars fan. All right. One more thing that Dave doesn't know. Dave, can you name any of these James Bond actors?
Okay. So I'm going to go from bottom to top because that's going to be most relevant to me. So obviously Daniel Craig's at the bottom. Pierce Brosnan's in the middle, above him. Sean Connery is in there somewhere.
The top one.
Top one, yep. I can't really see it. But the middle three, so number 2, 3, and 4, I'm out.
Yeah, well, really? 2 is to be fair, 2's tough because he was only in one James Bond film, so that's really tough. That's George Lazenby, right?
Yep.
And then the famous Roger Moore. That was my James Bond.
Okay, Roger Moore. Yeah.
Growing up,
I wouldn't have gotten that, but my dad likes him after Connery.
Yeah, and I was worried. It just came back to me. The other one was Timothy Dalton, and they only hired Timothy Dalton because Pierce Brosnan wasn't available. He was doing a TV show at the time where everyone's like, "This dude's so cool. He's like James Bond." Remington Steele. It was called, and they wouldn't let him out of his contract to do James Bond, and then they wound up canceling the show and totally screwing that dude. But then he got the last laugh and got to do a few of them on his.
Do you know who was originally cast for Indiana Jones?
Do I know the original cast? I mean, aside
before Harrison Ford,
who was cast before Harrison Ford? Who was going to be in the show?
I don't know.
Tom Selleck, and Tom Selleck had a reputation of doing pilots that were never bought, and Magnum was bought. And Lucas and Spielberg went to CBS trying to get him out of the Magnum series to do Indiana Jones, and CBS said no, and they went to Harrison Ford.
Wow. Well, I think it worked out for all of us because Harrison Ford is Indiana Jones, and who knows if Tom Selleck had become Indiana Jones, we wouldn't have had Blue Bloods. And
Is there a new Indiana Jones coming out? I thought I saw a trailer.
this summer. It's not looking good, Brett. It's not looking good. It's over a year delayed. They're doing all this de-aging technology. It's going to be weird. I'm very concerned about it. The first one may be one of the best movies of all time. The third one was freaking phenomenal. The second one I love. The fourth one, Crystal Skull, is a shame. It really should not have ever.
They need to let him go, but that's like and all jokes aside, that's like the Matrix with Will Smith was wanted to be cast. He was the original person to be Neo.
Really?
No way.
Yeah, Will Smith turned it down.
Wow.
I can't, dude. Seriously, that's crazy. Well, good. I mean, probably a smart move on his point because it was one good movie, and there were 4 of them.
Listen, it's not about that. It's about the money and how much money did Keanu Reeves make that Will Smith could have made. But honestly, Keanu Reeves is Neo. Like Will Smith, his acting style is just so different than Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, the laid back, kind of like, kind of like stoner type of person, like that is Neo. It worked out well. I can't see Will Smith being Neo. He's just too energetic.
Yep.
Well, and could you imagine Will Smith trying to be John Wick?
Yeah. No, I can't wait. I can't wait for the new John Wick movie. And I act like I've seen 2 and 3, but I'm still going to see 2 and 3 eventually.
Keanu Reeves, perfect characters. This kind of low key, not really energetic. And listen, I like Keanu Reeves. Point Break is one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
I'm not talking shit about him. I'm just saying, like, his acting style fits those roles.
Patrick Swayze was great in that too.
Absolutely,
one another were just amazing.
Yeah, I was a fan. I love the. I was a fan of the Nixon mask.
Who else is in Point Break? Gary Busey.
So Glenn.
Yes, sir.
Dave.
Hey.
Hey. I'm trying to drag him out drinking.
It's good because we've only.
Kirsten, you're on a webcast.
This is live.
This
just
is
so
not
you know.
a little private thing
because we're all drunk anyway.
But Brett, the good news is we're just about ready for to wrap up the show. So stay right there because we're gonna do this. Right, good news. You get to do a shameless plug. You can pitch anything you want, Property Hero, whatever it is.
Before he does that, guys, because Brett's going to have a great plug, I got to run and catch a bus. So listen, I'm going to plug Click 6 next week. I'm sure Glenn's going to do that. I'm sure Craig's going to do it, but I'm doing it too.
Miss your brother.
Click 6. Sorry I can't be there, but enjoy. It's going to be a blast. We're doing a show Thursday, right?
Correct.
Yeah. At what time?
Not sure.
About 4:00 Pacific time.
So when you guys have your production meeting, let me know. So maybe I might join.
That'd be great.
You got it, brother.
That's great.
Figure it out.
Thank
Brett,
you.
great to meet you, buddy.
All right,
Good
see you later.
See you, Dave.
Peace out. All right. So thank God he's gone. Brett? At least I got him to laugh before I saw him backstage laughing. So it's all good. Brett, shameless plug time for you.
Well, my shameless plug is always about my Property Hero company.
Yep.
And then, of course, I'm always plugging your show, Glenn, to everybody that I meet.
Oh, thank you.
But I think most of them already know about it, so it's kind of a wasted breath.
About the show, but say something about Property Hero and how we could learn more about it.
Well, Property Hero is at propertyhero.ai. And, it's free for residential people, by the way. So
that's pretty cool.
If you have a home and you want to start doing a better job of tracking all your crap and when you bought it and receipts and pictures, you can do it for free for your residential property. But of course, hotels, not so much, but gyms, et cetera, et cetera. We just try to take and move that file cabinet that could burn down in the fire out to the cloud. So you never have to worry about that again.
Beautiful. I love it. Craig, time to pitch the big event next week.
Next week, we are having our 6th annual California Lodging Investment Conference. If you are in the California hotel market or want to be, this is the only hotel investment conference that is focused on the California hotel market. We've got 2 deals of the year. The competition was so stiff that we couldn't just have one winner. We've
What
got
happened?
a lot
Bruce
of
going to
great
make a
properties.
decision?
No, I got to tell you, the decision was unanimous on both, but we couldn't just go with the luxury. We had to bring in a second category, so we went upper upscale select service for the other one.
So we guarantee it'll be warmer.
Yes. David had the weather up earlier. It'll be in the low 60s, so it'll be good, sun shining. We've got 9 brands. We've got lenders. We've got everybody you need in one room to make a hotel transaction happen. And if you're a designer or an architect, I've got all the people you need to talk to in one room. Management companies, owners, operators, brands. It goes general contractors, all right there. So it's a
beautiful,
great event. And again, focused on the California hotel market. I want to thank my partner, Glenn Hausman. He and I, both of our shows, all of our shows were award winners with the International Hotel Institute. I appreciate that. Click Connect will be back in production, bringing you industry leaders after the California Lodging Investment Conference. So
beautiful.
It's an exciting time right now.
All right,
CLIconference.com.
Thank you.
CLIconference.com. I just want to thank everybody for all your support and for all those who voted me to help make me the #1 social media influencer globally in hospitality. Thanks, International Hospitality Institute. Really means a lot to me, even though I feel uncomfortable with anyone ever saying something nice about me. But I think it's great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I love all of you guys. We'll see you next week. Next week, as Dave was intimating, we're going to have a special Friday night audit. We're not going to do a show next Friday. Thursday, we think it'll be 4 p.m. Pacific time, apparently. Who knows? I don't know. We'll just appear and we'll make things happen. All right, let's get out of here. What?
Wait a minute, Glenn. Who's following our show on Thursday?
Oh yeah, PM shift. I'm gonna we're gonna pass over the gear, and PM shift's gonna do a live show from there while Craig and I go and socialize and have some cocktails and stuff.
Absolutely,
like that.
And that is going to be their season finale. Plus, it's the first time that all 3 of those guys have been in the same room to do a show together. So, should be a lot of fun.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, all of that and more next week on
Watch
Friday
out,
Night
California.
California Lodging Investment Conference. Love it. All right, thanks. Hey, Brett, stick around for 1 sec. Thanks, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
You guys.